Hello? 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 Do you know the story of Persephone? How he made flowers stretch to meet his palms, and the sun warmed for him, and the earth grew ripe and fertile wherever he walked? Do you know where he went? How the earth dragged him in the middle of that great and wonderful summer? How he screamed when he went below until he didn't, until he made a home in the ashes and dread below the warmth he'd known. There's always a debate about whether he knew what he was doing when he ate that pomegranate seed, whether he intended to stay below for the love that he'd found, or whether he was just hungry, mischievous. I get so tired of that debate. When was the last time you knew what you wanted 100%? When was the last time every part of yourself was on your side? The underbelly and the knife. What if they're the same thing? What if you're the earth of yourself? When you open your chest and you swallow your own summer, what does that mean for the flowers? If they can't have a say, then do they get to have an opinion? I might be projecting here, but I think Persephone was at the mercy of some larger magic than even joy. The mercy of something more potent than even the thing that makes others happy. I ran out of pomegranate seeds a long time ago, but I can tell you, it's just damp down here. Not in a gross basement sort of way, but it's just humid, which is weird. Or we're underground, I guess, so that makes sense. That's something. So, I'm sorry for getting so philosophical. I've never been silent this long before. I'm still unspeaking even as I say this to you. It's dark. This is the longest I've ever been underground like this, buried like this. Except, I guess, the first time. I haven't seen him in a minute. Obviously, it's been longer than a minute, but I stopped keeping track a long time ago. It's easier to not despair that way, to not get lost in the hurt and succumb to the soil and the worms. But I'm sure you will come back any minute. I can't stay down here forever, can I? Can I? Maybe just... But it's not like we had any plans. I just yearn to untether my joyful flesh from the dampness of this underground and feel the sun again. I just want him to be warm and free in that way. What if he never wants me back? It's easier for him that way. I know that having me down here doesn't bring him joy, but it's easier for him to get by. When I'm down here, I don't really think of my own freedom or my own joy. That's probably because I'm so much a big part of someone else's. If you're someone else's freedom, do you get to have your own? I wonder. I thought I died that first time. I thought the earth swallowed me, and the void beneath was empty and eternally aching. He shoved me down and suffocated me like a vice. We were younger, much younger, and he scraped his knees. That was not uncommon, nothing new, but he cried. He cried because that's what you do when you get hurt. You cry. So he cried. But this time, his brother said something mean and stupid, and we were so unfamiliar with that kind of attack, and so he cried harder, and then I passed out. And I woke up, and I was here. The first repressed thing inside of him. He did let me out later that night, and I was with him when he cried alone into his pillow. This happened often the years following, and I had to get used to it eventually. I decided to make a throne for myself, a home. It tore me open when I finally saw that distance for what it was. Even so, the last time I was with the corpses for this long, it was bad. When I resurfaced, he was so bloody on the inside, unhappy, trying to heal, but unhappy. He loves me, but to bloom in a barren land, in a land that fights its own freedom, it's not always safe to be unashamed about yours. I understand that, I do. I just wish it didn't hurt us both so much. It's been an eternity. I've forgotten what warmth is. He hasn't laughed like he means it in a long time. I know I should be worried about my own well-being. It's unforgiving in this place, in this pile of bodies he keeps inside himself. I'm worried about him, and I feel useless. I don't know what to do or where to go. What if this is all that's left for me? And he feels trapped, as I do. I know he does. He loathes this, but I can't force him to bring me back. He must be used to it, used to my absence by now. What if he prefers it? I'm not alone. There are others here. These are the uglier parts of himself. The parts that hurt too bad to be closer to the surface. Some of them hate me. Some of them want me. And some of them just stay still, unmoving, and bloody. I don't know why I'm down here. I'm not cruel in nature. I make him happy. I don't belong here. I just want the sun to shine for him again. Why am I being punished? This void, this exile. Every day, I reach for the soil above, and I know there's no escape but for him to bring me back, and I fight it, but I lose myself in this hope. I could go crazy because of it. Maybe I already have. But I will not. I refuse to give in to dread, but I also refuse to minimize my feelings, and so I'm in this weird impasse with myself, and I hate it. I hate this. And I don't even know if I'm worth enough to be brought back. But I have to believe that he'll come back for me, and I will wait for him. I will wait for him until he's ready to rejoin his freedom. I will wait for him. I just heard something.